All right, welcome back to Myrna and Jenn Read the Apocrypha. We are now on chapter 29.
Oh,
We're getting closer. We're passing our halfway mark, and we're getting closer to 50. But we are in now. We're going to continue the story of Jacob, his spouses, and the I'm assuming we're going to get here. I don't think it's today, but we do get into Joseph and that.
Yeah.
But today, I don't know. I haven't read ahead, so I don't know what we're going to see. But we are excited to bring this to you. Now, we really would love to have some conversations because we've said some things and we're just sharing what we think and what we think we know something. We probably don't know anything, but if we're wrong or even if we're right, we please communicate with us and let us know how it was, what it was like. Mm-hmm. If we were right, if we were wrong, if there was something else we had to look at, talk to us. And if you like it, hit the like button, subscribe. But either way, let us know if we go wrong somewhere or if we're right, or if there's something else we can do that would make this better for you. So with that being said, we are enjoying what we're doing and we're going to move on to chapter 29.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, so
into Jubilee.
Yeah, so Jacob has had all of his children with all of his wives. Mm-hmm. And now we're going from that point. Okay. Verse 1. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Laban went to shear his sheep, for they were distant from him a 3 days' journey. And Jacob saw that Laban was going to shear his sheep. And Jacob called Leah and Rachel, and spake kindly unto them that they should come with him to the land of Canaan. For he told them how he had seen everything in a dream, even all that he had spoken unto him, that he should return to his father's house. And they said, to every place whither thou goest, we will go with thee. Okay, so I think that's interesting that they said he spoke to them kindly. Mm-hmm. So in other words, he's not demanding. He's not a demanding husband.
Right. But I also think it's interesting that he called Leah and Rachel and not Zilpah and Bilhah, his other two wives. The handmaids. He just called those two.
I kind of wonder if they marry because
they have sex.
Because they're given to them to have children. They're given to him to have children. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's the only reason, so that it's good in the eyes of God that they get married. Mm-hmm. Right. But in his eyes, I don't think he looks at them as his wives. They are, maidservants of his wives. And so I think he's concerned more about what Leah and Rachel have to say. The others are going to follow because that is how it goes.
Right. Which I find just fascinating, frankly. Yeah. Like, okay, because we've heard all these scriptures about the sin and fornication and you shouldn't do it. And so I could see them saying, we're going to, we want to bear children, so we're going to have sex. So they need to be married in some way. They need to be seen that there is a union here with them. So I guess this is the only point. I'm going a little into the weeds, and I don't know how anyone's going to take this. In this instance, it almost feels like Bilhah and Zilpah, that they're second class wives a little bit.
Well, they were anyway, right? Because they were their maidservants.
First.
So in a sense, they really always have been. So to me, it doesn't look like they've been put in a different space.
No, it doesn't seem that
Than
they've
they
been
were before.
elevated, that they've been elevated up or anything. Instead,
Or down.
they're down. They're still just waiting on the women
Mm-hmm.
with having children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that to me is just an interesting environment.
Right. And I think there's something to it that we don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
That the people from the first part of our church, the pioneers is the only word I can think to call them.
Right.
Beginning people of the church. When they started to practice polygamy, that this is something they don't understand.
Right.
Is what is this part of this concept? They just think that, I think what they don't think about is he was given these women.
Yes.
He didn't go out and pick them.
No.
Okay. And actually to practice the polygamy that God wants is they are to be given to you as your wife. You don't go and pick and choose whoever you want to be married. So that's when things started going awry, was when men just started picking whoever they want. It wasn't given to them by a leader of the church. They were picking whoever. And that's when things started going awry. And so I think God is okay with polygamy in some form.
Right.
Right. And I don't know that we actually really know the correct form.
Well, because in this instance here, it was for a specific purpose of fulfilling God's first commandment, which is to multiply and replenish the earth. Right. They were to fulfill that because Rachel was unable to have children, and then Leah went into menopause or something and started to be able to not be able to have children. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there was a specific purpose to it as well. I think it's just a fascinating realm, because I think I'm going to agree with you in that we don't fully know what the full God's parameters are.
No, because I think we put our personal feelings in it. Right? And we've changed. Marriage has changed. Marriage used to not be done for love.
All right.
Right? It was for houses to come together. It was for making a better life for your daughter. You betrothed them to someone better off financially. There were all these other things to marriage. It wasn't the two of them choosing because they loved each other.
Right.
And so I don't know that we really understand this concept of being okay with God in this polygamy realm, because we're putting in our own feelings that if we nowadays it's you only marry if you love them.
Right.
Right. And so I think that's the problem.
So I'm going to bring this up. I think if you read any really British novel from like the 1900s, that's a story about the late 1800s and stuff. A lot of people have problems as Americans who read that, because the way they talk about marriage is so different. It's not about fully love. It's, I want my daughter to have a better station in life. I want this family connection to stay because of building wealth, and we want to keep it in the family. So you marry your first cousin or your second cousin. And I think a lot of times people have a hard time reading that, because that isn't the way they see marriage. In other countries, they still do arranged marriages. Your parents help pick them out. There are lots of ways to go about it. And the consequences, though, are always building a family. The point is to have children and to grow your family, to have wealth move forward, future generations. Right. I feel like we're so short-sighted here.
Yeah, it wasn't until the 19th century, I don't believe, that people started to really consistently marry for love.
And look at our divorce rate now.
Yeah, maybe
Interesting.
maybe our ancestors might understand something we don't anymore.
They had some good thoughts in those noggins.
Maybe it was a good idea. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Let's go on. 4.
Okay. And Jacob blessed the God of Isaac his father, and the God of Abraham his father's father. And he arose and mounted his wives and his children, and took all his possessions, and crossed the river, and came to the land of Gilead. And Jacob hid his intention from Laban and told him not. And in the 7th year of the 4th week, Jacob turned his face toward Gilead in the 1st month, on the 21st thereof. And Laban pursued after him and overtook Jacob in the mountain of Gilead in the 3rd month, on the 13th thereof. And the Lord did not suffer him to injure Jacob, for he appeared to him in a dream by night, and Laban spake to Jacob. That was a lot, Myrna.
That was a lot, and I don't remember this.
No, I don't. In fact, I was just about to go into Genesis and go, what just happened? Because I don't think I fully understand what just happened.
Yeah, because, the first verse that read, number 4, where it says that he hid his intentions from Laban, I thought, well, what do we do it here? Sorry, I had to yawn. It's just like, what are we doing here? I mean, come on.
Right.
But, Laban hasn't been completely nice to him either.
Well, they had the whole lamb thing, right? Where he basically was able to take his flocks and stuff.
Well, their relationship didn't even start out very good, because he had ended up with Leah instead of Rachel.
Oh. Okay.
Does it explain it better?
Maybe a little bit. Because remember, Laban is Rebecca's father.
No, he's his brother. He's her brother.
Sorry. Laban is Rebecca's brother.
Laban is Rebecca's brother.
Okay, sorry. So he says, he heard the words of Laban's sons, saying, Jacob hath taken away all that was our father's, and of that which was our father's hath he gotten all his glory. So I think what's happening here is, and he arose and mounted his wives and children, and took all his possessions and crossed the river. He took all the sheep, all the stuff that was supposed to be his.
Oh yeah, because Laban took them back. Laban took them back.
So he took them and headed off, and Laban chased after him.
Okay, now that makes a little more sense.
So he pursued him and overtook him in the mountains, but Jacob didn't get injured in that whole process, even though he took off after him and,
Yeah. Okay.
all of that.
Okay. Well, that makes a little more sense. Okay.
Okay.
I get that we're trying to, save in skin here in writing this, but I mean, we need more information, buddy.
Yeah, that was very scant.
Yeah. I mean, there's no explanation. All right.
So I'm just looking at the Genesis account of this. It's okay. This is one of those instances where Genesis has way more than what the Apocrypha had. So basically, Laban and him have a it's in Genesis chapter 31, verse 18. And he carried away all his cattle and all his goods which he had gotten, the cattle of his getting which he had gotten in Padam Aram, for to go to Isaac his father in the land of Canaan. And Laban went to shear his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the images that were her father's. And
Okay.
Jacob stole away unawares to Laban in the Syrian, in that he told him not that he fled. So he fled with all that he had, and he rose up and passed over the river and set his face toward the Mount Gilead. And it was told Laban on the third day that Jacob was fled. So it wasn't for 3 days, because remember, he was out in the middle of nowhere shearing all the sheep.
Right.
So then he finds out about it, and he took his brethren with him and pursued him after him 7 days. And they finally overtook him in the Mount Gilead. And God came to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night.
Right.
And said unto him, take heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. So, but then, and Jacob said to, or Laban said to Jacob, what hast thou done? So they did have a conversation, but the Lord is the one who came to him in the dream, because in reading this, I thought that the Lord had come to Jacob in a dream, but it was the other way.
No, it was Laban.
Okay, it was Laban. Okay. Jacob.
Yeah. Yeah, it's verse 6. And the Lord did not suffer him to injure Jacob, meaning Laban.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
For he appeared to him in a dream by night.
Okay, that was my mistake. And Jacob then, and then Laban spoke to him. So, all right.
And
so
this,
now I'm getting.
I think this is their conversation. So
I think we're about to have the conversation that occurred.
Right. So it's you, right?
It's no, I just read 4 through 6.
No, you just did. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good.
7. And on the 15th of those days, Jacob made a feast for Laban. Okay, we had a good discussion.
All right, apparently.
And for all who came with him. And Jacob swore to Laban that day, and Laban also to Jacob, that neither should cross the mountain of Gilead to the other with evil purpose.
All right.
And he made there a heap for a witness. Wherefore the name of that place is called the heap of witness, after this heap. But before they used to call the land of Gilead the land of Rephaim, for it was the land of the Rephaim, and the Rephaim were born there giants whose height was 10, 9, 8, down to 7 cubits.
All right. I'm going to double check here the cubits. Cubit. So 9 cubit, or what was the highest number there?
10.
10 cubit in
So
feet.
they were anywhere between 10 and 7 cubits.
Okay. 1 cubit in feet. With an inch. Okay, so come on, just convert it. Oh, there's a conversion. 10 cubits. Convert. It's about 14 feet. Almost 50, it's getting close to 15 feet.
So we're talking we're 150 feet tall.
No, that's
we're 150.
No, so 10
inches?
cubits. 10 cubits equals 14 feet ish.
Okay, 14.
So they are somewhere between, and I'll do the 7. Somewhere 10 to 14, about between 10 to 14 feet tall. That's
okay, and so the name of the giant
here
race was the Rephaim.
Rephaim. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But see, here I love also that this is reminding us of back then, where you could swear to someone, and because your word is your bond, they knew it was going to happen.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so they said, as long as we're mad at each other, no one's going to go over the mountain of Gilead.
Yeah, it's not for any evil purpose. If we go, we know that you'll invite us in because we're here to see family. We're here for our feast. We're here for good things, not for an evil purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And that was nice of them.
Yeah.
But the conversation apparently went well. And here again, though, we have them marking a location,
a space, yeah,
and calling it something because of its importance. The heap of witness. I was curious with that if the heap of witness. The heap of witness refers to a stone mound erected by Jacob and Laban to serve as a boundary and a reminder of their covenant. And I'm wondering if it actually.
So basically, it's an Ebenezer.
Existed. Yes.
An Ebenezer. All right.
And so Gilead, how I pronounced it, also means heap of witness in Hebrew.
Oh, okay.
So they really did name it to mark that covenant. So I find it so interesting that they do that, because we do not do that these days.
No.
And we now have giants again. This is exciting. Where they were, and do you see? And the rest.
Well, it's where they were born. I don't know that we have. Yeah, I don't know that they have giants at this time, but that's where they were.
I wonder if anyone's done archaeology.
This whole giant, this whole giant thing is so amazing, interesting to me. I would say it's interesting to me. I don't know really what to think about, but it's.
I don't either. I agree. I don't know what to think of it.
All right. Okay, let's go on.
That is me, I guess.
Yes, it's you.
Sorry. Today, apparently, I'm struggling with my numbers.
We both are.
10. And their inhabitants were from the land of the children of Ammon to Mount Hermon. And the seats of their kingdoms were Carmim and Ashtaroth and Edrei and Mizar and Beon. And the Lord destroyed them because of the evil of their deeds, for they were very malignant, and the Amorites dwelt in their stead, wicked and sinful, and there is no people today which has wrought to the full all their sins, and they have no longer length of life on the earth. And Jacob sent away Laban, and he departed into Mesopotamia, the land of the east, and Jacob returned to the land of Gilead. All right, so there were kingdoms with these Rephaim. There were 5 of them, and they were so wicked and sinful that they no longer have length of life on earth.
So do you think these are the same Amorites that we're reading about in the Book of Mormon?
I do not know. No, well, they were not. They weren't Amorites. They were Ammonites.
No, there's Amorites. There's Amorites also.
Amorites in the Book of Mormon?
There's Amorites.
Interesting. Well, I'm going to say I find it interesting that, except for here in the Apocrypha, I don't know of, and I'm going to do a quick look here, Amorites in the Bible. They were known for their idolatry.
I lied. I looked it up. It said, no, the Amorites are not explicitly mentioned in the Book of Mormon. So I was confused. I don't know. Okay.
So the Amorites here were among the nations the Israelites were commanded to defeat and displace. It says that they were descendants of Canaan, which is, of course, Ham's line, and places them in the region of Canaan, which includes present-day Palestine and Jordan.
Yeah. The church's website says the Amorites were Northwest Semitic-speaking peoples who lived about the time of Abraham in the areas that encompass Palestine and Syria. Some Amorite tribes settled in Babylon. Hammurabi, the first of Babylon, was an Amorite. Hammurabi.
Mm. Okay, so I find that interesting because if this Apocrypha is correct, the original people and their habitation was from the land of the children of Ammon to Mount Hermon, and the seat of their kingdoms were that the Amorites dwelt in their stead, wicked and sinful. So the Ammonites dwelt in their land after they were all destroyed.
Right.
So wherever the Amorites are, you would think if the Apocrypha is correct that they might find giant bones in the area.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if there's, now I'm just going down rabbit holes, Myrna. You got to stop me. You got to say, Jen, stop. Stop searching. Stop. Because it's in modern day, what? Palestine?
Palestine, Syria.
And Syria, Jordan, giant bones of people. While there are myths and stories about giants in the region, archaeological evidence does not support the widespread existence of exceptionally large human skeletons in Palestine, Syria, or Jordan. Many claims of giant skeletons have been misidentified as animal bones or have been found to be hoaxes or misinterpretations of existing human remains.
Okay.
So, I think that's just interesting. I am now going to go into old stories. What are some of the myths and stories surrounding giant people in the area?
Yeah.
Why would you come up with myths and stories about giants?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I believe. I believe in all myths and stories, there are truth there somewhere.
Yes, agreed. There is.
So there had to have been fairly large people at some time somewhere.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How tall? I don't know. They could be exaggerated.
Yeah.
But so I believe that there are giants or very extremely large people. Because usually these myths, these stories, these things are just made up out of the blue. Somehow, somewhere, there's truth in there.
So the fact that we have so many stories about giants that have made it through time, one of the other interesting ones is dragons. The myth or stories of dragons has populated not just English culture, but other ones around the world that makes people pause on, some people pause, saying, is there actually some truth to that being a real creature of sorts that died out? Because of its prevalence. So I don't know. I find it fascinating. So we have Amorite people who are in the area that are very wicked, that took up the kingdom land area of what used to be the Rephaim. Interesting. Yep. All right.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so Jacob's going to Gilead. And then it says, and he passed over the Jabbok in the 9th month on the 11th thereof. And on that day, Esau, his brother, came to him, and he was reconciled to him and departed from him unto the land of Seir. But Jacob dwelt in tents. And in the first year of the 5th week in this Jubilee, he crossed the Jordan and dwelt beyond the Jordan, and he pastured his sheep from the sea of the heap unto Bethshan and unto Dothan and unto the forest of Akrabim, And he sent to his father Isaac of all his substance, clothing and food and meat and drink and milk and butter and cheese and some dates of the valley. So he's still trying to take care of his father.
He is, because remember, he said he would give tithes unto him, basically, right?
Yeah.
A tenth of what he had.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so he's prospering.
So he's doing well.
So he has a good amount of land, and he, has all his sheep and all of those. He's basically building his own wealth right now.
Yeah.
And helping his dad and plowing and doing the harvesting. It's not just dwelling in a tent as much as he's doing everything.
Right.
Which I find interesting. I like to know that there was milk and butter and cheese and dates and all of those things. I always like when they list certain things that they're eating or whatnot. I just makes them more human to me. I'm going to go have a butter cheese. I mean, maybe they made grilled cheese sandwiches back then. I don't know.
Probably they did on, what was their bread called?
The naan bread or the
they possibly could have done that. Sure.
Why not?
I thought it was interesting when it said that he ran into Esau.
Yes.
And then it says he was reconciled to him. So I thought, okay, what does that mean in Bible times?
Mm-hmm.
It says it means to restore a broken relationship.
Okay.
Whether it's between us and God or between us and another human.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting. I mean, I knew that they weren't like buddies anymore, right?
Right.
But usually, at least for me, time doesn't, it kind of changes my feeling about people. And maybe that's what it is, but they buried their hatchet, so to speak, I guess.
Oh, so Genesis, because I'm listening to you, Myrna. I am looking up what the Genesis part of this is, because I feel like we are not getting the full stories. We get like one sentence here, and there's whole chapters in the King James Version of the Bible about this.
Uh-huh.
So what he says here in Genesis 32 is he prays to God that he'll be delivered from the hand of his brother. And what he ends up doing is, in verse 12, I will surely do thee good and make thy seed. God says he'll make his seed as the sand of the sea, which can't be numbered. Remember this. And then he's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then he goes ahead and presents a present for Esau, his brother. And he gives him 200 she-goats, 20 he-goats, 200 ewes, and 20 rams, 30 milch camels with their colts, 40 kine and 10 bulls, 20 she-asses and 10 foals. And he delivered them into the hand of his servants. Every drove by themselves, and said unto his servants, pass over before me, and put a space betwixt drove and drove. And he commanded the foremost, saying, when Esau my brother meeteth thee, and asketh thee, saying, whose art thou? And whither goest thou? And whose are these before thee? Then thou shalt say, they be thy servant Jacob's. It is a present sent unto my lord Esau. And behold, also he is behind us.
Okay.
So I would say, if you and your brother are having a problem and you just give him a big old present, like Myrna, you and I are struggling. We're having a hard time in our relationship. Myrna, here's a Ferrari. Do you forgive me?
No, but I'll still take the Ferrari.
Will it soften you at all?
Probably.
Probably. Like, it feels like that's what he just did. He's like, brother, I'm so sorry. Because he took the birthright, he took the wealth.
Yeah.
And now he's saying, hey, but I'm going to give some of that back to you. I'm so sorry for all of this.
Right. It's kind of it's a bribe, basically.
Kind of. And so
but that's how we do it as humans, right?
A lot of times. I just think it's interesting. And Jacob, like, him and his brother fixed their ways or fixed their relationship. That's it. That's all it needs to say.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. There you go.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that's everything that was said.
I'm just letting you know now I'm hungry because it listed so much food, and now I want a grilled cheese sandwich. And there's
it sounds like it because that's what you were.
I know. Well, it had all the ingredients: butter, cheese,
milk, butter.
That's all you need, guys. That's all you really need here. Okay, verse 16. And to his mother Rebekah also 4 times a year, between the times of the months, between plowing and reaping, and between autumn and the rain season, and between winter and spring, to the tower of Abraham. For Isaac had returned from the well of the oath and gone up to the tower of his father Abraham, and he dwelt there apart from his son Esau. For in the days when Jacob went to Mesopotamia, Esau took to himself a wife, Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, and he gathered together all the flocks of his father and his wives, and went up and dwelt on Mount Seir, and left Isaac his father at the well of the oath alone. Okay, so...
Yeah, I'm a little confused. I thought Abraham died.
Well, it's called to the Tower of Abraham. I think it was a specific location on the property. Like up into the mountains, like... I think they just call it to the Tower of Abraham.
Oh.
Like it's a location, like, hey, I'm going to live at my log cabin.
Oh, okay. I don't know. My brain is having a moment.
So he goes to visit his mom 4 times a year. Way to go. Way to go, Jacob. And then his brother, so Isaac, I keep picturing that Isaac is dead. Why do I keep picturing that Isaac has actually died?
I don't know, because he is not.
He definitely is old, but he has not. And so Isaac is now living in the Tower of Abraham, and Esau and him are no longer in the same space, but Esau has now moved his stuff away, and Isaac is at the well of the oath alone. Because is Rebecca with... she's not with Jacob. She's with Isaac, right?
Rebecca?
Yeah.
No, she's with Isaac.
Right, but it just says, and left Isaac his father at the well of the oath alone. But he's not really alone. He has his stuff and he has Rebecca. He's just not with him, is what he means by alone.
Yeah, without him. It just means without him.
Okay. I'm just making sure here.
Yeah.
People are still alive. Okay, that's making sense. Rebecca and Isaac are still living at the well of the oath, or at Abraham's tower, with Rebecca, his wife. And 4 times a year, it seems that Isaac visits his mom and dad.
Yeah.
And Esau took another wife from the daughter of Ishmael, which is, family.
Right.
Now he has at least 3 wives. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is really nice. Isaac's a good son. I mean Jacob is a good son.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had to take a minute to read again to say,
yes,
no, I think you said that wrong, but yeah,
I did. So Jacob visits them 4 times a year. Good son. We all should call our parents at least once a month, right?
Yeah, I mean, It's hard because mine lives so close. It's hard for me not to see them.
I know.
But to see him, but
I know.
But yes, we should all have contact with our parents a couple of times a month.
All right. See, we're putting it out there. Family relations, got to keep it together. Got to keep those generations.
Got to keep it tight.
Got to keep it tight, man. All right, Myrna, you can finish us off.
Last 2 verses. And Isaac went up from the well of the oath and dwelt in the tower of Abraham, his father, on the mountains of Hebron. And thither Jacob sent all that he did send to his father and his mother from time to time, and all they needed, and they blessed Jacob with all their heart and with all their soul. So he took care of his parents.
He took care of them. Esau, there's no mention that Esau was doing that, but Jacob was.
Yeah, Esau does, because it says in 18, it says Esau took to himself a wife, Mahathal, the daughter of Ishmael, and he gathered together all the flocks of his father and his wives and went up and dwelt in Mahur and left. Oh, no, he's not. See,
he is not.
He went up to Mount Seir and left them at the well of the oath alone.
Yeah, he took basically everything else that was there and moved off. And so someone has to help his elder parents.
Yeah, before when you mentioned that, I thought you were talking about Jacob, but no, you're right. No.
Esau is not really helping, which is funny to me. Not funny as in funny, haha, but interesting, because this is the thing about it. Who did Isaac favor? Esau. And Esau's not the one taking care of him.
But I think Esau didn't want to, because what do you think he was thinking in his head? Why should I do that? I don't get any of my dad's stuff. I have to make my own life. I don't have the birthright. It's not my responsibility, and I need to take care of myself and my family, and I'm going to go do that. There was full to stay.
So I had never considered it fully, but part of getting the birthright is that you help your elder parents, right?
Right. You get them, basically.
You get them, basically, to take care of them and to watch out for them and to help them all the ways till the day they die.
Yeah, the inheritance, the physical things and the money and the whatever is payment for taking care of them to the end of their life.
Interesting. I guess somewhere inside of me I got that, but right now I fully made the connection that is part of it.
So he has there's no pull to have a need to stay and take care of mom and dad.
Right. All right, so the brothers are separated. Mom and dad are still living their good old life, and Jacob is starting to get the boundaries of his land and have his people.
Yeah.
And he paid off his brother in a bribe. Hey.
Yeah, so there you go. That is chapter 29. 29. It's pretty straightforward, right?
This one was straightforward, but aspects of the way it was written were confusing.
Yeah.
So thank you for the Bible and other accounts.
I mean, Jacob reconciled with Esau. A family is kind of back together.
Right.
Jacob is taking care of his responsibility of taking care of his parents, obtaining the inheritance and the blessing. Esau is working on taking care of his own family. He's still growing his family. He took another wife.
Yep.
So we're seeing a family working.
Yes.
Some together, some not, but they've reconciled. So they're kind of working together to do whatever they're supposed to do. So there's no straining right now in this family, and we're all kind of
everything's okay. Everything's simmered down. Laban's not angry. They've made a covenant. Esau and him are no longer, I guess Esau's not wanting to kill him as much. So it does feel like a good point, like a high point of, we're good.
Yes, but what I feel like is something's coming.
Yeah, it's setting us
right.
up.
Everything's good, so something has to come.
Something's got to come to snap
So,
you out of that.
come back, guys. Come back
Yeah.
next time and read chapter 30, and let's see if something else blows up.
Yeah, if something else blows up here
in their lives. Thank you for coming. Thank you for spending time with us. Please come again. Hit the like button, subscribe, so you'll know when our next video comes out, and talk to us and help us get this word of God out there so that people can remember God this time in the world when I don't think he's thought about as often as he should be. So thanks for coming, and we'll see you next week. And as we always say, remember, Apocrypha rules. We love it, and we're enjoying doing this. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.